This electric bike has a claimed max range of 65 miles and a top speed of 28 miles an hour and a list price of $15.99, but it is on big time discount right now in the link below this video. And I also have a little extra coupon code to save you even more money. Looking at the price, does not seem like a bad bike at all. It's not something super crazy though, really. It's like a upright commuter style, just chill, normal e-bike ride kind of e-bike. And it's UL certified, like a safety, fire safety thing. It's called the Velotric Discover 1 Plus. So let's check it out. And this one comes in mango, but there are various color options available in the link below this video. So right away, cracking this thing open, we can see the UL certified right here. It's actually pretty darn uncommon to see UL certified e-bikes, which is basically just like a certification for like fire safety hazard, fire safety. You know, it shouldn't catch on fire. There we go. They got the UL certification sticker right here on the frame. We'll take a look at that battery here in just a moment. Battery is 48 volts, nominal capacity 14.4 with a rated capacity of 13.8 amp hours, 662 watt hours of energy. So it's not a giant battery, but it helps keep the weight of the bike down. Battery only weighs in at 8.8 pounds, and the whole weight of this thing should be around 60. We'll get the whole thing on the scale soon. Tires have a tread pattern optimized for street riding. 2.5 inches wide, 26 inches tall, 180 millimeter rotors on the disc. And of course, they are hydraulic brakes. And the same 180 millimeter rotor around back. Ooh, a little extra room there on the axle. So if you want to like hook up a dog trailer or something. Dang it, we got to put our own kickstand on. And it does have what Velotric calls the VeloPower drive system. The geared hub motor is branded Velotric, and we can see it's not a monstrous size. This thing might actually be legal, not something we see on this channel often. It's rated for 500 watts of continuous power, 900 watts peak. They claim 65 newton meters of torque, and they call this one the VeloPower H50. So let's see how she performs on some hills here soon. Well, I guess we better put the kickstand on. I'll give you manuals and all the goodies, tools, pedals, and here's the display. Take a closer look at this here soon. And the charger they give us is a Velotric branded 3 amp charger. So 14.4 divided by 3 would be about 5 hours to charge from completely empty to completely full. And little rant on charging, why not? I've had a few people kind of comment on this. Charging your battery, it charges a lot faster from like the lower end, and then as it gets like almost full, it charges kind of slower towards the top. You kind of think about it as like cars entering a parking lot. Say your battery's empty parking lot. Cars start to come in, easy to find a parking spot. But as more and more cars come in, it gets harder and harder to find a spot. So it takes longer and longer to kind of get full capacity in that parking lot. Same kind of deal with charging a battery. So when you plug this thing in to charge it, which you could do either on the bike or off the bike, that first half of the battery is going to charge way faster than the second half. And they give you all the tools you need here for the minimal assembly you need to do, but this is faster. Wouldn't recommend doing that. The key is in the clutch. Things can go south real quick if you're not careful. And from what I read on the company website, this, does have adjustable height handlebars. So I can adjust them from 0 degrees there to about 60, making this bike fit, you know, various rider heights. I'm a giraffe, so I'm gonna shift that up to max. Just don't do this. So now, the handlebars have a nice ride. And they also sweep back just a little bit. So it should make for a very nice upright riding position. Rubber ergonomic grips, looks nice. Thumb throttle on the left, controls. Of course, same grip over here, and our 7-speed Shimano shifter. Brake levers are hydraulic, obviously, to match the rest of the hydraulic. And it appears there is a quick release lever for installing the front tire. Dang, this bike is pretty light. Doing this one-handed. Much lighter than the bikes I'm used to working with. The quick release lever makes it easy to put the front wheel on and take it off in case you need to like transport your bike, get this front wheel off. Super easy to do with a quick release lever. Got the display on there, headlight on, plastic fender on. On the right stanchion, we get an adjustment here to lock it out or unlock it. No clicks in between. You got to go for the Discover 2 if you want that. The premium stuff. We do get a place to mount a front rack, as well as mounting points for a rear rack. And a little spot to put a water bottle as well. And check it out around back here, this longer bolt. This is where it's extra long, so you can put like this little hitch on. This is for like a dog trailer. You can put any sort of trailer on here. But yeah, you just throw that behind that bolt. They give you this little cap here to kind of make it pretty in case you're not making use of it. Pedals are basic and plastic. Be a little bit easier on the shins in case you clip yourself. And let's take a quick peek at the seat. Wide seat, definitely soft. Seems like it should be comfy. Quick release here so you can easily adjust the height. If you want to throw a suspension seat post on there, it is a 30.9 mil. I think Velotric actually offers that option now. Let's get this thing on the scale. So my weight plus holding the bike without the battery, 253 even. And now me just standing on the scale, 201. So about 52 pounds without the battery. About 9 pounds-ish. So right around 61 pounds. I think they said 60. Maybe we got to remove the keys. That might weigh a pound. Regardless, 60 pounds is not bad at all. A lot of the stuff I review on the channel is like 80, 90, 100. I think I had a 150 pound bike on here at one time. So we'll get that powered on. I'll show you the other side in a minute. But first, let me show you the proportions of this thing. So it has a really low step-through frame, making it really easy to get on for people who are short and tall. This bike comes in one size. So with the seat on maximum height, I am 6'5", inseam 34, hopping aboard here. And here's what my pedal stroke looks like on this bike. Nice, upright riding position, very relaxed, commuter style. Handlebars come back, seat is soft. Definitely seems like it will make a good commuter bike, just like the original Discover one. Got that front suspension and the step-through frame. The step-through frame it makes it so much easier to get on and off a bike. Drop that seat down to the minimum height. Dang, that thing goes down really low. And I do have the handlebars on the maximum height right now. Wow. Good thing it's got the plastic pedals. I just clipped myself there. But yeah, just kind of hopping on this thing. Yeah, so the seat goes down really low too. This thing can definitely fit a wide variety of individuals. Don't know what the exact specs are on height. Check that in the description box below the video. Maybe we can actually get a shorter rider on this when we're out riding today. And picking the whole thing up with the battery on it. Not too shabby. It's got a Shimano tourney derailleur. Discover. What are we going to discover? Guess that's up to you. And a pretty typical 7 speeds on the cassette. 46 teeth on the front crank, and there's a guard on a single side of it, and we don't get the fancy narrow wide chainring like we see on the Discover 2. I mean, this is the budget bike, so I think it's about time we power this thing up. Pressing that button. Display is not color, but looks like it gives us the vital metrics here. Miles per hour, battery life right here in terms of a bar, trip, and pedal assist, which you can adjust this stuff here. You can go to 5, and you can tap the power button there and get odometer, average speed, max speed, time, kilocalories burned, and power output. Love to see that. We're running a 48 volt system, and I'd have to say power output's my most interested metric there. And I do believe you can get into the advanced settings holding plus and minus. Yes, so you can unlock this thing to go faster than whatever it is stock. It actually tells you exactly how to do that right here on these instructions. And to turn on your headlight, you hold that plus button. It shows that they turned on. And don't mind this electric motorcycle here chilling in my place, but that's what the light's looking like there. This thing's decent, mounted real high up. Don't know what the lumens is, but seems fine. And it appears this rear light stays on whether you have the headlight on or not. Headlight's on, headlight's off. Grabbing the brake lever, you do get a brake light. So always on light on the rear, I guess. I don't know, you can maybe change that in the settings. Also on the bottom side, we get a port. What kind of port is it? The old school. It's the old school style USB, not the USB-C. We'll take it. So let's see what happens if we floor it. Pedal assist 5, stock settings. Pretty chill, pretty chill. So the stock settings will take you up to right around 20. So keeping it at 20, you'll get some better range. Draws less wattage to go 20 than like 28, but you can't unlock this to go 28. So better believe we're gonna be doing that. All right, here it is, Velotric Discover 1 Plus. We're gonna take it out. I'm gonna show you what it can do, what it can't do, what it's good at, and we're gonna unlock the top speed. And of course, we're gonna see what kind of range we get out of this bike. Let's roll. So to turn on the headlight, you just hold this plus button here. You get a nice little light up there, and the light on the back, you have a brake light, but it actually stays on all the time. Even when you turn off this light, you have a rear light. Since that light is like up here on the handlebars, it's kind of easy to adjust where it's pointing. So can the Velotric Discover 1 Plus conquer the 20% grade? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not gonna be like a motorcycling kind of e-bike, but we got the power meter right here. We're on 5, full throttle. It can do 900 watts peak, and it's giving us about 700, 800, 900, and yeah. It says, stop it bro, too steep. So if you're looking for an e-bike that's gonna do all the work for you on a really steep hill, this is probably not gonna be your #1 option, but let's go ahead and just give it a little bit of pedal assistance here on gear number 1, pedal assist 5, giving 900 watts, we can make it on up. So just understand, you're buying an electric bicycle and not an electric motorcycle. Let's hit this one more time, rolling in at about 7 miles an hour, full throttle now. It gives 700, oh yeah, it kind of ramps on the power, not pedaling, not pedaling, not pedaling, not pedaling, 850 watts, 900 watts. So this is gonna be kind of more of like get out and do some exercise kind of e-bike rather than just get out there and conquer all the steepest hills and go the craziest speeds kind of e-bike. Now, one of the benefits of that is this is kind of like a lighter e-bike, right around the 60-pound mark. A lot of the stuff I review on this channel is kind of more like 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds. And we do have a cadence sensor on this e-bike. Let's go ahead and throw this thing on pedal assist 1 to see how it feels. So it doesn't matter how hard I press on the pedals, it's just gonna kind of take us up to right around 10 miles an hour. And I feel like gear number 5 is a good cadence here, and it gives right around 100 watts of power. So, you know, the thing that I'm noticing about this e-bike is the upright, comfortable riding position. Like the handlebars sweep back, the stem is adjustable, so I have it adjusted up to my height. 6'5", I feel comfortable on this. Not quite getting the full pedal stroke. I probably should be. Probably could raise that seat up just a bit, but the seat on this thing is comfortable, and the ergonomic hand grips are nice. I mean, this is just kind of, you know, like a city cruiser chill kind of e-bike. Speedometer appears to be accurate so far. Let's try pedal assist 2. So it'll give us a little bump up in power. Showed about 300-400 watts until it took us up to 12. So that's how this cadence sensor works. And then let's try throttle on pedal assist 2. If you don't want to pedal, you can just kind of hold down the throttle and it'll hold you at that same pedal assist speed. So it's kind of like a tiered throttle. You get kind of like 5 levels of cruise control, if you will. So you don't have to pedal, but you can. And this thing feels just so light compared to like a lot of the stuff I review. All right, pedal assist 3. Now that's just gonna bump us up here a little bit more. We're gonna unlock the top speed here in just a moment. This display is actually really visible, despite, you know, it doesn't have like any fancy color or anything. I can see it very clearly. Now I don't have my shades on yet. Let's throw the good old polarized shades on. Can you see it through them? Oh yeah, I sure can. So great display, man. I mean, for the price, this e-bike offers a lot of value in my opinion. You get the UL certified battery. Just understand, this is a bicycling experience with a little bit of juice on top of it. All right, pedal assist 4. Let's see how fast it'll go out of the box. 4 will take us up to, I'm in gear number 5, pedal assist 4, now gear 6. Top gear 7 now, keeping up with the pedaling here just fine at 17, giving me about 200 watts there. I love that it gives the power display output, and it also shows you how many kilocalories you've burned, 12 so far. So if you're trying to get some exercise, this is probably, you know, one of the better options for an exercise electric bike. I know I kind of got myself into a bit of a rut here reviewing e-bikes, just relying on throttle all the time, gained a little bit of weight in the past year. So this would be the kind of bike you're looking for to actually get some exercise on. So pedal assist 5, it's showing 20 miles an hour. We're gonna unlock that in just a moment. And going 20, we can see, well, we're going into pretty strong headwind right now. It is giving about 600 watts-ish to maintain that. So if you're trying to get more range, you gotta go slower. Beyond 20, you're gonna see that power meter is gonna spike. As your speed gets above 20, your pedaling doesn't really make as much of a difference anymore as going at slower speeds, how much pedaling input your body does. Now, don't off-road this thing. This is a city cruiser, dude, but we do have the front suspension on there. I think it's a basic lock and unlock thing on the front. Yeah, just don't off-road this thing. It's really not what it's meant to be. Now, before we get on this road, let's unlock it. The cars are supposed to share the road. Let's see if they do. So you gotta turn it off. So what you do to adjust the top speed is you hold the power button and the plus button for about 20 seconds. Come on, dude. There we go. So speed is set to 20 max, and we're just gonna bump that to max, which is 28, which is class 3 limits. I think we hold this button to do it. Let's just verify that worked real quick by using the throttle here. Oh yeah. Now it gets up to 37. All right, that'll do it. All right, so with everything unlocked, let's get on out here, and I guess we're gonna be getting in traffic here. I'll tell you when I start running out of gear. So in 22, and we have some traffic coming up behind me, but it is showing, oh yeah, we're cooking pretty good, 30. And yeah, it's showing over 900 watts there. It showed 1100 for a moment, but
900 peak is what they say. Well, we're going into headwind, going pretty quick. Let's merge on over. We'll check the top speed in a moment when we have a better chance. Oh, we definitely have enough speed to kind of get out in here and whip in traffic just a bit. Okay, I'll show you the 0 to 20 on this thing. Not a speedster, but ready, go. 300, 400 watts, 500 watts, 700 watts, 10, 12. People stepping out onto the path without looking, 18, 19, 20. So gentle acceleration is gonna be sipping on that lithium ion. It makes for, you know, a non-jolting riding experience. Some of the higher power bikes, you know, they're a lot of fun, but they can be kind of intense and jarring and not necessarily legal. So it handles nicely. The taller 26-inch wheels on these 2.5-inch tires. It's a nice street setup, you know, street tread. Comment on the motor on this one. I think it's the Velopower H50 drivetrain they call it. It is actually a very quiet hub motor. A lot of them, when you start getting up to these 900 watt peak outputs, they'll make, you know, a pretty good whining noise. This one is basically silent. And another thing I'm noticing is this bike actually like encourages me to pedal it. A lot of the bikes I review, the higher power ones, the heavier ones, it's just like, what's the point of even pedaling? This is like pretty much a motorcycle. Not this one. This feels a lot more like a bicycling experience, as I mentioned. I'd say if you're comparing this to like the car world, this is probably like your Toyota Camry. You know, it's economical, it does everything it's supposed to do, gets up to highway speeds. Well, not, you know, not highway in this scenario, but goes fast enough, ticks all the boxes, probably pretty reliable, economical. You know what I'm saying, bro. All right, we were getting slowed up by the wind before. Let's give this thing a top speed run, see what it can do. Full throttle. I'll pedal a little bit. 900 watts and 19 miles an hour. I can keep up with the pedaling still pretty easily here at 24, 25. It still feels pretty natural at about 25. Watch it, bro. Don't cut me off and run me over. 27, 28 miles an hour. It's still giving power at 28. Yeah, it is starting to back off the power. It looks like a little bit there at 27, 28. And I can stop pedaling and just hold down the throttle. It'll do still right around 27 according to there, 26 on my GPS. So there you have it, top speed on the Velotric Discover 1 Plus. Unlocking the top speed does change your cadence cutoff limits, I believe. So now we have 18 miles an hour for pedal assist 2, and then pedal assist 3 takes us up to, this thing shows over 1,000 watts sometimes actually. Pedal assist 3 will take us up to about 23. So I think the website says it can do an 8% grade. We're gonna go do a 12% grade, see how it does. Here's the bikes right here when I'm saying it's not like this electric motorcycle. That thing probably weighed like 130 pounds, basically double this. You can probably go double the speed as well. Doesn't even have pedals on those things. So I'd say where this thing shines is getting a comfortable ride in that's a practical price. And what is happening here? I forget what I was saying. A comfortable ride, practical price. But I told you we would try what it is not good at as well. So we're gonna crank it up to pedal assist 5 here and try and tackle the sand. Oh my goodness, it actually did a little better than I was expecting. So, I mean, it just has street tires. They're only 2.5 inches wide and max power is like 900 watts. So do not ride this thing in the sand, especially uphill. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but it's not gonna be good at it. And I'd probably keep it on the street too. You could always throw a suspension seat post on it if you want, you know, full suspension. But if you do throw that suspension seat post on there, it's gonna kind of introduce a little bit of bob while you're riding, trying to pedal. I'd probably just leave the solid seat post on this one because it does have the 26-inch tall wheels with pretty meaty tires. So I don't really see any need for a suspension seat post on this bike. It feels just like a nice riding bike, just the way it is. I don't know what's happening here with the fire department today, just chilling up here on top of the truck, just chilling out, lunch break or something maybe. Not a bad place to have lunch, I suppose. And then the other thing with regards to comfort on this bike is the step through frame. So I think it sits, what, 390 millimeters? So it's just really easy to kind of pop on and off this thing, which is actually really nice. The high steps, you know, they might be a little bit more rigid, but there was like ISO testing for 150% capacity of the 440 pound weight load of this thing, so the frame is rigid enough and supports a lot of weight, but also easy to get on and off. So we're gonna go try the California incline in just a moment, but to touch on that cadence sensor a little bit more, they do offer the Discover 2, which is like the upgraded version of the Velotric Discover 1 Plus. The Discover 2 does cost more money, but you do get a lot more features on it, including a torque sensor on that bike. Maybe one downside to cadence sensors is it's gonna kind of give you just like some set speeds you're gonna find yourself kind of stuck at. Like after I unlock the 28 miles per hour, my pedal assist 1 just holds me at like 14, you know, like I could like help it, but it's, yeah, pretty much 14 is my speed I'm gonna be at. And then if I put it on 2, my basically second option for speed is gonna be 17. So if you want to like kind of dial in your speed and get a more intuitive pedaling experience, the Discover 2 might be the better option for you, but I mean, this one is significantly cheaper than the Discover 2. I think of the cadence sensors as more of as like pedaling is optional, whereas like torque sensors kind of require you to pedal more if you're not using the throttle anyway. And just in case you're new here, that is the California Gray 12% incline, 85 feet tall. Yeah, new bike.
Hey, I got this because of you.
Oh really? Do you like it?
It's fantastic.
That's awesome, man. How tall are you?
5'9".
5'9", 5'9", 155?
Yeah.
Where do you want to see that?
Where's throttle?
Throttle is on this side on this
okay.
one. Give it a try, let me know what you think. All right, now's our chance. We can take his bike and run. Oh yeah, brake test.
That's pretty good, I like it, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pedal assist is really good. Pedal assist on that guy is a little aggressive. I have set it to the max to 5.
Okay.
That guy on 5, it launches. And
Yeah.
it can go right out from under you if you're not careful.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
felt really good though. Is this made in China? Or?
Is designed in California, made in
Right.
China. One thing that's pretty cool about the Velotrics though, they actually have like UL certified batteries.
You know if that is
Yeah.
UL at
I would
all?
say probably not.
Yeah, there's no markings anywhere
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
bike or the manual or anything.
Some of the companies, they'll say like UL certified on the website, but
Oh,
like,
wow. But it's-
yeah, like if you go like try to look up their UL certification, you can't actually find it like on the UL website. Like this one actually has like, you can like look up the badge and stuff. All right, dudes, we're gonna do the California incline, 12% grade, 85 feet tall. They say we can do an 8% incline on this bike, so we should be good to go. And rolling into the spiral section here on pedal assist 5 full throttle. I'm not gonna pedal at all to start here, and it's giving 700, 800 watts of power, 830 watts, bringing us up the steeper spiral section, no problem. Actually peaking out almost 900 watts there, it's peak power. So we can climb hills, not the 20% grade on its own, but you know, something more reasonable. And starting from the base of the 12% grade here, California incline, kind of takes a little bit of power to get up the speed here, 800 watts, 7 miles an hour. What's going on with my GPS? GPS is not working right there. We're going 11 miles an hour. This is broken here, but 15 miles an hour pulling, 800 watts, pedal assist 5, not pedaling. 16, I'm just gonna turn this thing off, it's broken. 17, so what, 60-ish pound bike, 900 watts, checks out, doing 17 miles an hour, no pedaling, up the California incline. Gotta test the brakes. So going down the California incline, let's see what kind of speeds we can hit on this thing on a downhill. Doing throttle only, does 900, 700 watts, and it's not cutting our power yet. Now this upright riding position is comfy, but we are catching a lot of wind here, and the brakes we're gonna have to use a little early here. Hydraulic 180 millimeter rotors, so very smooth linear power application. These brakes are really great, man. So they're not cheaping out on the brakes, giving you the mechanical brakes or anything like that. The levers feel nice in my hands, and if you need to stop on a dime, you can do that. And we're not gonna have to push our bike up this hill like the acoustic bike there, the non-motorized bike. We can just kind of throttle our way on up and zoom on by. I'm really appreciating the lightness and nimbleness of this bike compared to the heavier stuff I've been reviewing a lot of lately. So let's go ahead and give it a brake test for about 20 miles an hour, see how she does. 20. Oh yeah, solid brakes, man. I can feel the lightness of this bike compared to the stuff I've been reviewing a lot of lately. And then it's got the street tires on there, so they stick to the pavement really well. You will not have to worry about stopping on this bike. So it looks like we're about 10.78 miles into this ride and showing 4 out of 5 battery bars. We're gonna head on home, check the final range, and along the way I'm gonna share my final thoughts on the Velotric Discover 1 Plus. List price is around $1,200. I do have a discount link down below this video in the description box. So if you do decide this is the e-bike for you, you could buy it, get a little discount down there, and also help support my reviews here on Tail Happy TV. In general, this bike is just like a nice, gentle, upright riding, comfortable cruiser. You know, it's not like exhilarating power, but you know, it's way more power than you're gonna have riding a non-motorized bike. And we saw it gets us up to 28 miles an hour. It doesn't crush it climbing hills, but certainly, you know, it definitely helps. And if you just put a little pedaling in, it'll be a lot easier than riding a non-motorized bike up a hill. The riding position on this thing is excellent, and it does have that UL certified battery, so that's always definitely a big bonus having that. I know some places require that you have a UL certified battery to even own an e-bike and have it in your residence at all. So in general, I think it's, you know, it's like the Toyota Corolla of the e-bike world. You know, it's a good value proposition, and it's everything you really need in an e-bike, and it's comfy. So let's head on home, check the final range, see where we end up. What is this bro doing? Standing in the middle of the road with his pants down. How can you catch yourself if you fall off riding like that? Whoa, buddy, that bird about went in my freaking spokes, man. Yikes. So let's talk about range a little bit on the way home. I love this has a power meter. You can see it's giving me, man, ballpark 150 watts of power. The battery on this is about 700 watt hours. So if we were just cruising at 18 miles an hour, averaging say 150 watts of power, we could do that for 700 divided by 150 would be how long we could do that for. So I mean, it's literally just energy divided by power will give you the times. I mean, what kind of range you get is always going to be very dependent on your riding style and speed in particular, and hills. As you can see, we're pulling 700 watts right now. So I mean, if you were going up a steep hill for an hour, you could burn through this battery in 1 hour. Or if you're cruising downhill, you could go indefinitely. And speaking of going, looks like we got a couple of sheriffs chilling here. Now this bike is a legal 500 watt e-bike, so that's always comforting to know. And we have a blacked out Tesla Cybertruck. And then other things affecting range would be the weight of the bike, as well as, you know, tires that you're rolling on. So this one has kind of like some high PSI 2.5 inch wide tires, so you're going to get a little better rolling efficiency on these street high pressure tires compared to like a, you know, a shorter fatty with knobby tread. And then since the battery is kind of on the smaller end of the spectrum, it's just less weight on the bike, you're going to get better efficiency overall due to that as well. So before we look at the final range, I'm just going to say, you know, if you're looking for a pretty basic commuter style electric bike, I do think the Velotric Discover 1 Plus is a great option. The original Discover was also a great option. Now they just made it a little bit better, a little bit more refined. They're just improving upon what was already good. Price is pretty good. Really don't see anything wrong with this bike for what it is. All right, dude, just rolling back in the neighborhood. 17.5 miles an hour, 27 minutes ride time, average speed right around 12. It is showing. It literally just dropped down to 3 out of 5 bars. It was at 4, so probably, you know, about 60% battery remaining after around 18 miles-ish. So they say you can do around 65 miles of range on a single charge on this bike. I would probably end up doing 40 to 50 riding the way I am today. I did actually pedal this one a little today because, I don't know, man, it just feels like a bike to actually pedal rather than a motorcycle. So all around, pretty solid choice for the price. If you want to grab one, use that link down below the video. Use my coupon code at checkout. And of course, I greatly appreciate your support if you do want to grab this bike, but you know, if it's not the one for you, I get it, bro. There's too many bikes on this channel. This one is pretty solid though. But if it's not for you, watch this video next. I'll catch you over there.